So it seems like it's still a little bit difficult to get yeast out there, but don't worry. If you can't make a bread like pandesal, you can still make bread other ways without using yeast. So today we're going to be making a calamansi poppy seed loaf or bread, whatever you want to call it. So the best part about making a bread like this is that it only takes a fraction of the time to make it compared to a yeasted bread. But the thing with a yeasted bread is that it does have a flavor that a loaf like this that uses baking soda or baking powder does not have. Therefore, we gotta add a punch of flavor to it, and that's why we have calamansi. So if you don't have calamansi, you can go ahead and use other kinds of citrus fruit. So you can use a lemon or you can use an orange. But keep in mind that you will need the rind so that you can get the zest, which is where most of the flavor for this loaf comes from. So just using a bottle of juice will not work. Also, check out the description below for some goodies. Okay, let's get started. First, we're gonna make the loaf and then we're gonna make the glaze. But first, we need to take care of the calamansi. You need both the juice of the calamansi and the rind, which is the skin. For the rind, I tried to zest it at first, but it's a waste of time because the skin is so thin that the whole thing is basically the zest. So just take the skin and then chop it up finely. You'll need to chop up a total of 2 teaspoons of rind that you'll divide between the loaf and the glaze. Now you need the juice. The best way to juice calamansi would be just to smash the whole thing between your hands because it's so tiny and soft. Or you can smash a bunch of them in this lemon squeezer. Either way works, just squeeze out every last bit of juice. Squeeze as many calamansi as you need to get 4 tablespoons. The amount you'll need varies on the size and the juiciness of each calamansi. So just squeeze until you get there. Have fun! Now let's start on the loaf. Get 1 1/2 cups all-purpose flour in a large bowl. Add 3/4 teaspoon salt, 3/4 teaspoon baking powder, and 1 1/2 tablespoon poppy seeds. Set that aside and grab another bowl. In this other bowl, we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar and 1/2 cup melted butter. Mix these two vigorously until they incorporate together, and then add 1 room temperature egg. Mix, 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 and then add 3/4 cup of milk at room temperature, and mix, mix, mix. Pour in 1 tablespoon of calamansi juice that you juiced earlier, 1 1/2 teaspoon of the calamansi rind, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Whisk them up, and then we're going to combine this with the dry ingredients. Make sure you mix your dry ingredients together first, and then dump the liquid ingredients on top. And then just whisk these together just until the batter is smooth. Grab a 9-inch loaf pan and use a little bit of oil or butter to grease all sides of the pan. Then just pour all of the batter in the loaf pan, and then stick this in a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 50 minutes to an hour, or until a chopstick or toothpick that you stick in the middle comes out clean. Now let's work on the glaze while the loaf is baking. In another bowl, add 3 tablespoons of calamansi juice, which should be the rest of what you squeezed out earlier, and then 1/2 teaspoon of the finely chopped calamansi rind, which should also be the rest of what you chopped up earlier, and then 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix those up and then dump in 1 cup of powdered sugar. Whisk, whisk, whisk until all the lumps disappear and you get a smooth glaze. Now all you gotta do is wait for the loaf to finish baking, and then we can pour this glaze on top. Okay, it's done baking. Wait about 10 minutes for this loaf to cool down, and then take it out of the loaf pan. We're gonna poke a bunch of holes at the top. So poke as many holes as you want, which will allow the glaze to seep through the bread. And then just pour the glaze over. It'll naturally pour inside the holes. Now, you don't have to pour all of the glaze that you made over it since it's very sweet, so just use as much as you want and then you can add more later. Now what you can also do instead of pouring it all over the loaf is just dip your loaf in the glaze as you're eating it so that you can control how much glaze you want with each bite. And that's it. You've got a decadent and tangy Filipino flavored treat. Enjoy it with some Filipino coffee or a strong black cup of tea. So this loaf is sweet, which makes it perfect for a snack or for breakfast or for dessert. But if you wanted a savory loaf or a savory bread, that's also possible to make with baking soda or baking powder. You've probably heard of it before. It's called Irish soda bread or just soda bread. Ooh, but if you have yeast and if you're interested, I'm actually launching a pandesal course where you can master making the best pandesal ever at home. And at the end of the course, you're gonna be so impressed by your baking skills. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out the description for more details. Well, thanks for stopping by, and oh my gosh, guys, this channel has grown so much. And seriously, it's because of you guys. It's because of your support. If you aren't watching, this channel wouldn't be anywhere near the amount of subscribers that it has now. So thank you so much. And as always, I'll be back next week with a new video for you. So I'll see you then. Bye.